National Museum of Folk Architecture and Life of Ukraine is the largest open-air museum in Europe that is located in a picturesque place surrounded by leafy groves, spacious fields, and ancient temples. Its territory resembles Ukraine in miniature, that shows traditional housing and the way of life in Ukrainian villages. Museum exposes such Ukrainian regions as Podillia, Polissa, Carpathians, Poltava, Dnieper region, and south of Ukraine. Each museum exhibit, from the embroidered towel to the giant windmills, preserves the memory of ancient times, daily joys and worries of Ukrainian people. When you find yourself in the museum, you feel as if you are opening a painted chest with numerous treasures. And no matter what region of Ukraine you visit, everywhere you will be hospitably invited to the hut. Ukrainian hut, a space filled with warmth and comfort, with whitewashed walls, colorful embroidered towels over windows, painted chests, flowers and herbs. Everything in the hut, as well as in the yard, speaks of the hard-working Ukrainian people, because all is handmade. It's hard to imagine how many efforts and love was put in all this beauty. You can enjoy exploring the museum on your own, or to take a guided tour that will help you to learn a lot about Ukrainian history and culture. The journey should be started with the Middle Dnieper region, that tells us about everyday life in the villages of that place. Houses, barns, water wells, village square, church and school all looks like ready to speak to the visitors with the words of Ukrainian poet Taras Shevchenko. Oh, there were times once in Ukraine. And for better understanding of poet's ideas, one should visit the hut that belonged to his relatives. Taras Shevchenko. Oh, there were times. Oh, there were times once in Ukraine, when guns and cannons shot the aim, when mighty Cossacks used to reign. They dominated and obtained the glory, freedom, worldwide fame, but all has gone, all was in vain. And only graves are these, where Cossacks sleep, wrapped in a cloth of bright red silk. Like high rock mound rise these graves, they speak with wind about those days, about glory and the fame that once our granddads used to have, about which now grandson sings, while working hardly on the fields. Oh, there were times when in Ukraine the evil danced its better dance, and sorrow in the tavern played, serving everyone with ale. Oh, what the times there used to be! How great was that Ukraine! So let's recall those happy days and bring our hearts some rest. Real pearls of our open-air museum are its wooden churches that impress you with their unique architecture and beauty. Being constructed mainly by the unknown masters, at the order of the village community, they embody the people's imagination of beauty, greatness and the presence of God on earth. Going through the ravine, which has long been a favorite place for visitors, we find ourselves at the heart of the museum, filled with wooden giants, windmills. And although the wings of windmills have long been not moving grindstones, but as 100 years ago they attract a lot of visitors and become the symbol of our museum. Behind white museum hills is hidden incredible, picturesque and cozy Podillia. The peculiarity of Podilsky folk architecture is the decoration of housing and economic buildings with polychrome or colorful paintings. In one of the huts you can get acquainted with the exhibition Weaving of Podillia. Here are various tools that have long been used by Ukrainians for weaving. Carpets, towels, tablecloths and many other things that were manufactured on a horizontal weaving machine are just stunning. And what flower crowns are made here by local housewives who will be happily to teach you their craft. From Podillia, the path leads us to mountainous Carpathians, shrouded in ancient myths and legends, lulled by a thinning of trompetas and flutes. They are a real treasury of ancient customs, rites and traditions. This exposition is the largest in the museum and resembles the landscape of Ukrainian Carpathians. The exposition shows the peculiarities of settlement planning, traditional crafts and handicrafts of the region. Archaic household items, tools and products of folk masters are exhibited in the interiors. Therefore, in one of the houses there is an exhibition of chests that were used in the Carpathians in the late 18th and 20th centuries. These are painted or carved chests decorated with artistic burns that was popular in mountainous areas. So everyone can get acquainted with the peculiarities of the ornamental decoration of chests, which in ancient times played not only a decorative role, but also was a kind of encrypted message in lines and color from the master to the owner. Maybe the most mysterious and ancient region is Polisia, which stretches from west to east. It has always been famous for its smoky grey pottery, muslin clothes, woven carpets and towels. In addition, here you can learn how honey was made in Ukraine some centuries ago, how bees were cared for and many other peculiarities of this craft. And for clay pots, bowls, tiles, one should go to the center of Ukrainian pottery, Poltava region. Poltava region impresses with its diversity reflected in everyday life and culture, in bright costumes and jewelry, melodic songs, speedy dances, various traditions and customs. And we can't help mentioning here about Ukrainian delicacies, pies, dumplings, potato pancakes, which are so nicely described by Kotlarevsky and Gogol. And the area of food courts and taverns will come in handy here, as these are places where you can not only learn about Ukrainian cuisine, but to taste either. Do you know what sets our museum among others? Life gets a piece of action here. You walk about the territory and got the feeling as if you really found yourself in the middle of revived history. People around you are in traditional costumes, folk songs are heard, craftsmen are working, everywhere is noisy and fun. Museum regularly hosts exhibitions, fairs, workshops, folklore festivals, interactive programs. More than 20 holidays a year are held here. At the museum's interactive programs, you will be able to immerse yourself into the atmosphere of life of Ukrainians of the 19th century, to learn traditional singing, dancing, and many other things. Another advantage of our museum is that it is marvelous and fascinating any time of the year, and each time you visit it, you get new experience and unforgettable memories. Spring admires you with blossoming and birds' songs, summer by warmth and the possibility of a picnic in a cozy shade. Autumn is a time of peace and admiration, winter time for fun and celebrations. Be ready to spend the whole day in the museum, because it will take you quite a long time to see it all. So, no matter for how long you visit this museum, you'll certainly have unforgettable impressions.